that ends another fine edition of today's Jap Talk. Join us next week when we will have Michael Douglas and Steven Seagal. Join us on the program. You stay tuned now for Coffee and Cigarettes from HTLA Radio 1. Hi! New Yorker-san.
For the best talk, there's only one. HTLA Radio 1.
This program is intended for mature audiences only. If you have any homicidal or suicidal feelings, please consult a doctor before listening to this program.
Gang, that's right. You talk to your doctors. You get them on the horn. That's right. Welcome to the lovely Boxing Day extravaganza here at HTLA, of course, with the 3 p.m. on the frickin' nose Eastern Time. Coffee and Cigarettes with yours truly, Christopher Crash Jesus Taylor, right here at the HTLA Studio 2 in Manhattan. And, wasn't that not a Christmas blowout? Huh? Yes, you betcha. There's all kinds of busted furniture and stuff at my place. Oh, you've got to love the Irishman and the drink. Yes, that's it. Yeah, there we go. It was good. So let's not do any of that for, I don't know, another year or 16. Shall we not do that for another year or 16? I'm going to go with the 16 part. And hope you enjoyed our new HTLA Radio 2 international broadcast just before this one, of course. Jap Talk. Yes, that was one of my favorites, too. And we'll be sure to be keeping that up with HTLA Radio 2, Jap Talk. That was a hell of a good show, wasn't it? I thought it was a good show. Anyhow, listen, speaking of good shows, we've got a good show for you lined up here today, of course, on the Friday Frappuccino Boxing Day Madness, of course. As always, the topless and bouncy Jenny is in the booth with me today, and of course, via satellite will be the one and only Louis Lawless and all the rest of those lawless gang people kind of things there. So don't go anywhere, stick around, have a seat, grab a cup. Have a seat and light one up. It's coffee time, gang. Yeah, there you go. Less than a week to go before 2015. Yes, it gives you a cause to bounce and sing and all that other good stuff, doesn't it? No? I'm just on crack? Okay, well. There you go. That's right, today it's Boxing Day Madness. Everything must go. No offer refused. Push, pull, or drag. Get it in here. $1,000 on any trade. Operators are standing by. Call now. That's right. Yes, it's the day after Christmas, of course. Yes, and it's the day that, well, the world likes to go out and find that deal. Yes, that absolute must-have plastic or stainless steel thing that you wanted for Christmas didn't get. Well, now it's time to get out there and buy it for yourself, isn't it? Yeah. And, of course, that's probably what brings you to the old coffee shop today. That's what brings me to the coffee shop today. I'm out there selling it, ladies and gentlemen. Selling it. And it's a nice day to be selling it in New York City because it's 50 degrees right now, Central Park. Nothing but sun all day long. A little cloud for tomorrow, a little rain for Sunday, but who cares? Because on Monday, it'll be 50 again and sunny. So I'm okay with that. I'm really good with that, actually. So yes, welcome to the show. It's going to be a good show for you and me and, well, anybody. Yes, if you're within earshot of this, you're going to have a good day. Yes, there's Jenny in the booth. There she is. And I guess now we need to fire up the old satellite dish or however it is we actually hook up to the man and talk to the one, the only Mr. Louis Lawless, live all the way from Mill Bay Studios in beautiful Mill Bay, British Columbia, Canada. Louis, are you there, sir?
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Yes, some things never change. And how about you? Did you have a good Christmas, Louis?
That was a mistake on my part.
Okay, all right. Well,
can you give me any help for $25,000?
Well, I know that the Christmas season can certainly take a toll on everyone's pocketbook. So maybe not so much with that right now.
All right, go a half an hour. Do I get $50,000?
Yes, of course. Actually, I could have you come in and, we've got Jap Talk. That was the show just preceding this one, of course, today on HTLA. We could do a little thing with you. Yeah, we could have you come work for us. There we go, boy. Yes, it's the Irish Folk Hour with your host, Louis Lawless. Come on in and grab a mug. We'll get blasted together. Aye, lad. What do you think, Louis? Would that, I don't know, would that work for you? Because I'm sure I can swing $50,000 for that, or at least 25.
I need to try and raise $25,000 to enter in the Academy Awards, and I think it's a fantastic risk because we have a tremendous chance. There's about 200 members that vote on it, and they all you have to give them a DVD now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I heard that. You've been saying that every day since we started this program with you. Okay, so if you're not interested in maybe the Irish folk show, okay, I kind of understand that. It's probably boring for you. You're always drunk because you're Irish, and you're always talking like little leprechauns because that's just what we do when we're drunk. Let's mix it up with you a little bit. Let's push the envelope, Louis. It's 2015 now. Okay, so let's kind of put you out of your element and see what you do. How about this? Oh, good afternoon. You are listening to HTLA International. And it is time now for the State of the Business with Mr. Louis Lawless. Oh, yes, you'll be liking him. Stay tuned. We have a great show today with Louis Lawless. Yes, very good. What do you think? How's that working?
$88,000 a year they make, approximately average, 80, let's say. And there's 1,000. That's $88 million a year that we're paying as taxpayers.
Well, that's right. But in order for you to pay the taxpayer bill, you have to have an income. And I know you're kind of sucking right now on the film end of things.
That was a mistake on my part.
Right. So I'm trying to bring you into something else completely brand new for 2015. Come and be a host right here, HTLA, every day, and do Bollywood nights. How about?
I think it should be short and sweet.
Yes, right.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Oh, okay. Well, see, now that's the thing. See, when you asked earlier, can you cuss? That the answer to that, of course, would have been no.
That was a mistake on my part.
Well, it's What can we do? It's Boxing Day. Most people aren't even working today, and they've got me in here busting my hump. So I guess they'll let me go with that one, just maybe for today only. I lived
in Greenwich Village for a while when I first started out as an actor.
I know. And now you don't. No. Well, to get on to some station business, number one, if you haven't had enough Christmas D slammed in your face over this holiday season, then you'd need to do yourself a favor and head on over to HTLA Radio,1.com. That's HTLAradio1.com, the number, just like us. And just continually have your face pumped with more Christmas joy, because that website right now is just getting it up and sticking it in your face. It's grabbing your ears. It is riding for the full Monty. Let's just put it that way. Yes, absolutely, Jenny. Yeah. So yeah, head on over there, check that out, and hey, you can check out many of our other shows there too. We have other shows. Yes, no, we don't just sit here and do this one because, well, I don't know, that would be boring. I don't know, maybe I'd suffer from a head injury.
You know, a couple of years ago, and I thought this just happened to old men. Maybe that's saying something, I don't know. But I fell in the shower, and people made fun of me forever. They said I should have got one of those little ducky things.
Oh, there's that freaking laugh I love so much. Can we get some new sound bites in here this year? Come on.
My film, Unrepented, did very well in Europe.
Yes, I know, and you almost won the Academy Award, but you didn't.
We were 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award. And we didn't.
Right, and you're here. So.
I think it should be short and sweet.
I'm telling you, man, Bollywood Nights with your host, Louis Lawless. That's where we got to go with you. HTLA Radio 6, of course, the international channel. How about that? We'll do that. Yeah?
All right, go a half an hour. Do I get 50,000?
Okay, this negotiation is getting nowhere, so I'm going to have to move on. Now, moving on with things, of course, HTLA Radio 2 domain, no, it's not up just yet. All you fans and listeners out there just chomping at the bit, hitting that domain every 5 minutes to see if it's up yet. No, we're officially unveiling that at some future undisclosed time and day. Yeah, so you'll have to figure it out. But hey, it'll be there January 1st because, of course, that's when we're launching, right? There you go. Now, yes, now, here we go. Here's the good stuff. Oh, we got Screech in the live chat room, and yes, I've got some news on Screech. Don't you worry. That's lining up for the old show today, too. Yes, we've got the latest from the sad Saved by the Bell cast and crew and the swirling right down that toilet that they're doing. Yes, and of course we're going to track and cover that all for you live right here 24/7. You can count on us for news. It's, well, not us, HTLA Radio 3. Yeah, we're 1, so we don't do news. Well, actually, I guess I kind of do. It's coffee and cigarettes, and I go through today's news stories while we suck down some coffee and blow some smoke up each other's butts, because that's the show. There it is right there. Got Topless Jenny in the booth. We got Drunk Old Irish Louie in the via satellite link there.
My film, Unrepented, did very well in Europe.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You know, it makes me wonder. Yes, it makes me wonder just how well it did, because I never got a check for that. You know, I didn't. You did, I'm sure. But
you know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why is it that I keep helping you with films and then turn around and pay you? I'm always paying you.
Wait a minute, I got lost. HTLA. Oh, HTLA. Hell is that?
That is the sound of your career going down the toilet. There you go. Also need to mention that today's show is, of course, as always,
powered by Procast.
Thank you, Kate. And yes, indeed, brought to you by the 8, now count 'em, 8 fine locations of Tim Hortons, New York City, with those fine 8 locations, of course, to serve you and your coffee and baked goods, snacking goodness needs, whatever those may be to you. And, of course, you know, we only have the need for coffee around here because we don't want to be 750 pounds getting lifted through a wall on a body crane just to have a bath.
The music is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got to hear it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. You'll have to excuse Louis today. The kind of pressure I'm putting him under to come and do a show for us here at HTLA is really kind of starting to play with his mind. And
it's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Well, then I don't need to pay you.
That was a mistake on my part.
Right. Well, let's move on, actually, with the show there. So yeah, coming up January 1st, HTLA Radio, the number 2.com. That's HTLAradio2.com. New shows, new hosts, new personalities, new damned everything. And hey, we're making some money, damn it. That's what the USA is all about. And that's what we're here to do, and that's what we're going to do. So first up on the old show today, it's sadness in New York City. Yes, the sea of blue as New York City cops honor the slain officers. Yes, all both of them. Kind of a sad story. You no doubt heard it last week when a man who was upset at the rash of police shooting, actually I need to qualify this and be fair, the man who was upset about, quote, white police officers shooting and killing, or choking and killing, unarmed black men everywhere. Okay? That's what he was upset about. So what did he do? He went and he killed himself a Chinaman. Yes, he did. And, well, an essay. That's right. That's right. Because nothing says white American man like the Chinese or the Spanish from Mexico. No. No, you want to get back at the white man, ladies and gentlemen. You just start gunning down Chinese people and Mexicans, and you'll make your point, because that's what this guy did last week. And of course, I guess because the NYPD is who they is, of course, have the full police honors ceremonies, of course, today for the deceased, Rafael Ramos and Mr. Liu. Actually, I should say Officer Liu. Yes, L-I-E-U, yeah, in lieu of. Well, a flag-draped casket carrying slain New York City officer Rafael Ramos arrived at his wake at a Queens church today amid a sea of blue, as fellow officers in crisp uniforms lined the streets outside and served as pallbearers. 8 officers carried the casket inside as other cops saluted and stood at attention outside the entrance of Christ Tabernacle Church. The casket was covered with New York PD's green and white striped flag with stars. The full funeral will be held next Saturday with the Vice President Joe Biden in attendance. There you go. There's a nice white Irish man there. Should have maybe killed him if you want to go against the good old white Irish man killing all the blackies out there. Yes, never mind. Ramos and his partner, Officer Weizhen Liu, were shot and killed December 20th. The gunman, Ishmael Brinsley, later killed himself. Friends and family said the 40-year-old Ramos, who was married with 2 kids, of course, was a long-standing, deeply committed member of the Christ Tabernacle Church, where he is being remembered today. Barricades were erected outside because of the large crowds expected. Funeral plans for Liu are still pending. JetBlue Airlines has offered free flights for police departments around the country who would like to attend the funeral for the 2 officers. Quote, "We are honored to do what we can to support the communities we serve, and our team has made flights available to law enforcement agencies across our route network. We wish to send those representatives to New York to support their brethren," JetBlue said in a statement today. The airline has also offered to arrange to fly in Liu's relatives from China. Yes, that's where all the white people come from.
That was a mistake on my part.
I'm pretty sure you didn't make that mistake. Investigators say Brinsley was an emotionally disturbed loner who began his rampage by shooting the ex-girlfriend. That's where I always like to start off.
And I finally figured out how to edit.
Well, that's good. Coming from the man who taught me how to do film and television directing, damn near 20 years ago now, you know how to edit now. That's good. That gives me comfort.
The music is fantastic. Oh, you got to hear it.
Louis, if I was only so lucky to hear the music that you have in your head. The killings following public protests over the death of Eric Garner, an unarmed black man who died after what a medical examiner determined was the white officer's chokehold, has amplified emotions in an already tense national debate over police conduct, especially those white guys from China and Mexico.
Always with a female having a relationship, married or single, it's always better that they do the leaving.
Oh. If
you do the leaving, it keeps that lingering thing. You know what I mean?
Jenny, I think if Louis is going to be like that, just turn him off.
I think it should be short and sweet.
Yes. Oh, of course. Yes. Well, the tense national debate over police conduct, particularly those of white police officers who neither of these dead police officers were. Since the killing of Ramos and Liu, police in New York City say they've arrested 6 people accused of threatening officers. A 7th man was arrested Thursday on gun charges after a bystander overheard him making threats against police officers talking about guns in his home on his cell phone. And yes, of course, the wasting away now Reverend Al Sharpton, along with Gardner's mother and widow, prayed for the families of the 2 slain officers at the Christmas dinner event because they are outraged. Did I mention that? Yes, I did. I mentioned that last week. First of all, they're outraged at the police officers for killing unarmed black men. They're outraged at the police officers for chokeholding unarmed black men. They're outraged. Oh, wait. Now they're outraged because a Mexican and a Chinese NYPD officer have been killed because of the outrage against the white police officers who apparently are doing all this, but nobody's touching. Just wanted to kind of do that recap there so y'all could kind of get an idea of the absolute lunacy, the ludicrousness, the idiocy of what's actually going on here at Ground Zero in New York. I hope I was clear.
Use power. That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. You see it in every job. It's the same thing.
Wow. Yes, very, very poignant words, Louis. You're actually on topic with me now. That's kind of strange and unorthodox, and I'm confused now. Calm down, Jen. See? Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You get coffee, cigarettes, and a whole lot more here, don't you? Well, that's right, you do. Listen, we're going to go for our first 2-minute commercial break. When we come back, we'll get into what WABC now said about Garner. Ooh.
HTLA's Coffee and Cigarettes. For the best talk, there's only one. HTLA Radio 1.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh, always great tasting coffee.
Instead of mailing everyone my vacation photos, I'm saving a ton of time by posting them to my wall.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's so quick. It's just like my car insurance. I saved 15% in just 15 minutes.
I saved more than that in half the time.
I'd unfriend you.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
15 minutes for a quote isn't how it works anymore. With Esurance, 7.5 minutes could save you on car insurance. Welcome to the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
I've been eating Egg McMuffins since 1984. But when I saw Taco Bell made a waffle taco, I figured I would get with the times. So I got a haircut and I got some tighter pants. Lost my flip phone, got a smartphone, even took down my Loverboy poster. Now I'm eating waffle tacos and AM Crunch Wraps, and I just made like $700 on Craigslist.
Move on from your old McDonald's breakfast with Taco Bell's exciting new breakfast menu.
I always said shoes are like women. They inspire beautiful music.
But what about these?
Stilettos sound like this.
What does my fragrance inspire?
That's got soul.
My ties are beautiful. They don't need music.
Bringing the stars together. That's the magic of Macy's.
Glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum, 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
Coffee and Cigarettes, another HTLA original on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Yes, that is the guy I Ain't Got Throat Cancer Shay right there for you, announcing that big comeback on the old program today. Ha-ha! Well, welcome back. Still 50 degrees in Central Park right now. Sunny, not a cloud in the sky. It's just a Donald Trump kind of day. You know, well, when I say that, if you're not from New York, you don't know, but Donald Trump actually likes to come out of his ivory tower on days like this and walk through Central Park chucking fists full of money. Bet you didn't know that. But yeah, he does that quite often, and I think it's just a huge, massive write-off thing. But it's always fun to go down there and see all the minorities scrambling for those hard-earned Trump dollars. Yes, and even today, on this 26th of December 2014, just a few days away from the big January 1, 2015, and yeah, a lot of good stuff. So we are back in the old box here with you live at HTLA Studio 2 in New York City, in the fine, it's just too damn fine. Upper East Side kind of fine, it's fine. Studio 2 here. And, yeah, it is a nice day out. What do you know? And where am I? I'm stuck in here with you. There you go. See? It's all about the sacrifices, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we make here for you at HTLA. Nothing but sacrifices. But it's not all bad. I mean, I've got Jenny in the booth there. She's topless, and, yes. Yeah. Yeah, we turn her.
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
Of course, Louis. Yes, we have, of course, via satellite, as always, Louis Lawless live from the beautiful Mill Bay Film Studios in, well, I guess it's not sunny in Mill Bay, British Columbia right now, but hey, you know, what the hell? How are you going to make the pot grow otherwise, right?
That was a mistake on my part.
What was? Growing pot? No, you didn't. No, nobody said you grew pot.
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
See, that's right. Whenever they get close, you turn it to sex, and they don't know anything. Well, Reverend Al Sharpton, what do I got to say about this guy? I love him to death. If there was a rope and me and Al Sharpton in a room, you would see somebody getting hung real fast. And there, see, that's not racist. I just left it open like that. It's up to the listener to put it all together themselves. There you go. See? That's what we do at HTLA. We give you that intellectual comedy you don't get anywhere else, because most people don't understand my comedy. But anyway, the Garner family observed a moment of silence today and prayed while serving meals and handing out toys with Al Sharpton at the Harlem headquarters of his National Action Network. Yes, NAN for short. WABC TV said widow Esau Garner told the crowd she shares in the suffering of those Chinese and Mexican police officers' families and would be more than happy to meet them. Oh, if I could only be a member of the Chinese or Mexican families. I'd love to meet her. Authorities say Brinsley had made a reference to Garner's death on Instagram before shooting the officers. His girlfriend was just a fun little side note that he thought, hey, I'm going to do this. I might as well start it off right. Okay, that last quote I completely made up. Sharpton again condemned violence, saying anyone who doesn't is just trying to create a climate for their own political relevance. I guess he assumes he's politically relevant. Go eat a sandwich, Al. You need to gain some weight. Meanwhile, President Obama also condemned the killings and said that police officers, quote, deserve our respect and gratitude every single day, but they gotta wear goddamn cameras because we just don't trust them. Not as far as we could throw them. Cameras. Stop looting and taking Nike Airs. Cameras. Is it just me, Louis, or does President Obama just kind of not have any kind of an intellect beyond a golf ball? Am I right in that, or am I just being, racist? What do you think?
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway. The music is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got to hear it.
Okay. All right, so I got no love for you there. Chris Top, what do you say about President Obama? What?
It's like my head just, it bounced off the side of it like a basketball. It just bounced, and then it hit it again, and then bounced a little bit. And I had a big knot on my head for like 3 weeks after. It was like a golf ball. It was horrible.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I took matters into my own hands today, and I got the president on the phone, and I just basically asked him for a quick comment to throw on the show today to talk about his relevance, really, in talking about the killings and the police officers and what they deserve, and just how days earlier we can't trust police as far as we can throw them. We have to put cameras on them so that we can watch them pee. And here's what the president said.
We are inevitably going to have problems.
There he is, right there. That's what he said. And he's right on the mark there. Wow, I'm sure glad we've elected him, and he's been in office now almost 2 full terms, and that magic pen's going to come out, and he's going to write a memo that from now on, presidents of the United States get 3 terms, and we'll have them for another 4 years. Right? Yeah.
The music is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got to hear it.
All right, Louis, I hear the music. Let's move on, shall we? New York Governor Andrew Cuomo mentioned the slain officers in a holiday statement because nothing says Merry Christmas like 2 dead policemen. He urged people to offer support to their families any way we can send money. The site of the shooting in Brooklyn's Myrtle Avenue has been transformed into a shrine for the fallen men. Drop your money there. Piles of bouquets, Christmas wreaths, teddy bears, and money mark the spot. It has drawn a lot of other fellow police officers looking for money, family, friends, ministers, and, of course, the ordinary New Yorker looking for money. On Christmas Day, a bus brought dozens of members from several organizations of the Hispanic clergy to the site, where they were looking for money, too. Brooklyn's Myrtle Avenue, yes. Peace on Earth and Goodwill Toward Men. The Reverend Gabriel Salguero, the president of the National Latino Evangelical Coalition, said, say that 5 times fast, ladies and gentlemen, the National Latino Evangelical Coalition. Hallelujah. He said, we thought it was appropriate to be here because there's a lot of money on the sidewalk. Some of the group joined hands and prayed with police officers, white ones and minorities. The Times reports, it's not going to bring them back, said a tearful Detective Keith Knight, who is a white Irishman, who was in one prayer circle, but it felt good, he said. All this money piled up to my knees on the sidewalk. There you go. So that's your update about the New York City dealio, and of course the whole making that white cop pay, and let's take cameras on our police officers because we don't trust them, but we got to stand behind them and support them and love them. And wow, can you say a whole bunch of bull? Yeah, thought you could. Knew you were with us on that one there. And yes, there you go. All right, you.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
I'm not going to say it again. Yes, you can.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Okay, good. Are we done this now? Can we actually move on?
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Good. All right. Well, how about that Christmas rage, huh? Yeah. Well, there's a news story about a certain airplane where one woman was getting a little angry for having to change seats during this Christmas season. Yes, she was. Subsequently, what happened, though, is, I guess, all this PCBS that all of us are forced to suck down our throats and chew it up good after we've sucked it down our throats. Yes, so it's very uncomfortable. I guess all that PC-ness is getting to everybody because turns out the whole plane, yes, all 318 passengers, all filled with rage, just went nuts and lost their shit. Yes, they did. Yes. Oh. And there was even more news in the plane world today. Yes, a 68-year-old woman, 68, too shy of 70, Louis.
$88,000 a year they make,
no, 70.
Approximately average, 80s, let's say.
No.
And there's 1,000. That's $88 million a year that we're paying as taxpayers.
You know, I love these little outbursts, Louie, because every time you start going off, I can have a sip of coffee. But it's got nothing to do with that. I was talking about the 68-year-old woman who is suing United Airlines for $5 million because she says she spent 3 days in jail simply because she switched seats on a plane. That's the new Samuel L. Jackson movie coming up, huh? Seats on a plane, mother beep. Yeah, there you go. Let's, yeah, seats on a plane. You know that's coming to theaters everywhere, and you know North Korea probably won't destroy everybody for it because it doesn't matter, right? Jean Memakos of New York had changed planes in Seattle en route to Alaska, and after the door closed for takeoff, she attempted to move to an empty row. Flight attendants told her that if she wanted to sit in the emergency exit row seat, she would need to pay for an upgrade. Well, that's something you don't say to a 68-year-old woman on an airplane, because at that point I decided, no, I'm not paying $109 more, and I went back to my seat, Makamos tells CBS New York. But once there, she says, I heard the captain say there's a lady who wants to get off the plane on this flight, so we have to wait. I didn't know that lady was me. She says flight attendants surrounded her and demanded she exit the plane. She refused, as any good terrorist would. Police were eventually called, and they arrested her for trespassing when she still refused to budge, sitting in the seat she had paid for. Since she had paid thousands in airfare costs for what was supposed to be a ski trip, she said they handcuffed me. There were 3 policemen who dragged me off the plane, ripping my jeans in the process, she says. After her booking, fingerprinting, and mugshot taking, she spent 3 days rotting in county jail as her bags and her ski club friends continued on and had a great time. The incident took place back in March 2013. This week, a flyer who was grumpy over being wished a Merry Christmas, yes, you heard that right, got thrown off a plane. Yeah, you may not like it when people wish you a Merry Christmas, Gaishe, but if you're traveling, you may want to try not to lose your temper over it. One man in New York couldn't quite do that Tuesday as he got tossed off a plane as a result. The man was waiting to board an American Airlines flight to LaGuardia Airport that day when a gate agent checking boarding passes wished him a Merry Christmas. Quote, you shouldn't say that because not everyone celebrates Christmas, end quote, the man replied. According to witnesses, when the gate agent asked for an alternate greeting suggestion, the man just yelled, don't say Merry Christmas. Then, later on the plane, a flight attendant offered him the same greeting. Don't say Merry Christmas was also shouted at her. The man then reportedly started lecturing the crew and passengers and even the pilot. And when they couldn't calm him down, he was finally escorted off the plane. The rest of the passengers cheered and wished him a Merry Christmas. There you go. So don't, yeah, I'll just leave that there. Wow. Well, don't go anywhere. We got to go for our second commercial break of the day of the big show here. But when we come back, yes, Saved by the Bell Screech, who's live in our chat room right now from County Lockup in Uzakaki County Sheriff's Office, is, actually, he's giving out tramp stamps. There you go, with his switchblade. Yeah, we'll get into that right when we get back here on HTLA Radio 1's Coffee and Cigarettes. Back in 2.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Good morning. Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where fresh always tastes better. What can I make you this morning?
How about our new flatbread breakfast paninis? Made fresh, just for you, with your favorite breakfast ingredients on maple or multigrain flatbread, then grilled to hot, melted perfection. Just $2.99. Who couldn't warm up to that?
Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where quality really does meet value.
I've been eating Egg McMuffins since 1984, But when I saw Taco Bell made a waffle taco, I figured I would get with the times. So I got a haircut and I got some tighter pants. Lost my flip phone, got a smartphone, even took down my Loverboy poster. Now I'm eating waffle tacos and AM Crunch Wraps, and I just made like $700 on Craigslist.
Move on from your old McDonald's breakfast with Taco Bell's exciting new breakfast menu.
I always said shoes are like women. They inspire beautiful music.
But what about these?
Stilettos sound like this.
What does my fragrance inspire?
That's got soul.
My ties are beautiful. They don't need music.
Bringing the stars together. That's the magic of Macy's.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Down your glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Yeah, you are. What are you going to do about it? Ah, yes, the smooth sounds of 98.5. Yes, America's sweet, soft jazzin' station. Now, wait, what the hell am I on? Sorry, Jenny, stop bouncing. Jesus, I can't goddamn concentrate. Well, welcome back to the big show. Still 50 degrees this afternoon at this, what the heck are we now? 17 minutes to 4. Coming up on the old world clock here. Eastern time, of course. 50 degrees, Central Park. And, yes, I do have confirmation that, the good old Donald Trump is down in Central Park right now, chucking fists full of U.S. dollars, which is why there's nobody listening to me now, and I understand that. That's okay. That's just fine with me. Joining me in the studio, live via satellite as always, is the one, the only Mr. Louis Lawless, who is completely clueless of anything we ever talk about on this show. We just have him here as, well, kind of a courtesy to the seniors. Yes. Yeah, well, we do that. Actually, there's talk in the HTLA boardroom this morning. We're going to launch HTLA, 7, 8, or 9 or some bloody thing down the road here. We're gonna have autistic hosts. Yes, yeah, Down syndrome, all that good stuff. We're gonna kick it up a PC acceptance notch, and we're gonna make you all listen to that too. That of course is the HTLA Radio 2 dog. Yes, we brought in a dog, an official mascot for Radio 2. Yes, his name is Bart. And, he's there. He's here promoting, of course. And I think what we're going to do is actually when we launch the autistic channel for HTLA, most of which we're getting all of our hosts from Spreaker. There you go. That was a good one. Well, some of those hosts, some of those autistic kids out there that are currently on Spreaker, we're going to get them to ride Bart around. We'll have them in the upcoming, what is it, St. Patrick's Day Parade? Oh, no, it's the Gay Pride Parade now. Yes, we don't do St. Patrick's here anymore in the city. That's apparently not PC acceptable. We have to do Gay Pride. So we're going to have Bart and, our chosen autistic radio host from Radio 7 or whatever it is, and he about there, smiling and waving to the crowd and drooling on Bart, and it'll be good. It'll be good. Trust me. Just, I'm telling you, gang. Stick with HTLA. You can't go wrong. That's right. You want to see a dog and pony show? We're bringing it, aren't we?
That was a mistake on my part. My film, Unrepented, did very well in Europe.
Uh-huh.
How many different families do you have?
What? What does that have to do with anything?
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, how about this? I'm going to ask you a straight question, Louis. What do you think about us doing an autistic radio station? What do you?
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, there's probably a spot for you. It's early enough. We just came up with the idea this morning.
The music
is
fantastic. Oh, you got to hear it.
Well, as I said before the break, we're going to give you live up-to-the-minute news on TV's Saved by the Bell actor Dustin Diamond. Yes, the actor who played Screech on the TV sitcom Saved by the Bell was arrested Friday in Wisconsin on weapons charges. According to the Ozaukee County Sheriff's Office, Diamond, 37, was taken into custody for possession of a switchblade, first-degree recklessly endangering safety, and carrying a concealed weapon, according to the county website. TMZ was rearing their ugly heads, quoting an unidentified sources, saying that the arrest involved a bar fight, if you can believe that one. Diamond, who lives in Port Washington, Wisconsin, about 25 miles north of Milwaukee, was held on $1,000 bond pending a hearing later Friday, because he done went and spent all his TV money from the stupid show that's ancient and sucked, and now he's got no money to post bail. There you go.
And I finally figured out how to edit. Good.
Now, when you learn how to edit with a switchblade, come talk to me.
I think it should be short and sweet.
Well, 6-7 inches is about the right size, There you go.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Okay,
move on.
All right. Jesus. There's the one thing about Irishmen. You give them booze, they're nasty. You don't give them booze, they're nasty. You just can't win, I'm telling you. Yeah. No. Am I making any sense? No, I'm not. Well, how about those Christmas decorations? Do you like putting them up? Yeah? Do you like taking them down? No. No, we don't. I hate putting them up. I hate taking them down. And if you asked, geez, Crash, what would you hate more, putting them up or taking them down? I would have to say taking them down would be my more hated of the two. I really hate putting them up, but taking them down really sucks because, it's the aftermath. It's almost the Antichrist. You just don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's done. It's over. You've gotten your socks and underwear and toothbrush from all your loved ones, and it's done now. So, kind of anticlimactic. Well, I'm about to tell you about another man in Wisconsin who came up with the perfect, and I'm saying perfect, excuse. Yes. Perfect excuse for never taking his Christmas tree and decorations down. Yeah. And we got proof, too, because he's kept them up for over 40 years. Yes, it's pure gold, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. Wausau, Wisconsin. A slim spruce covered in tinsel and dusty Christmas decorations has stayed parked in Neil Olson's living room for 41 years now. And it somehow has retained all of its needles over those 4 decades. Most of them don't last, Olson, 89 years old, said. The needles are kept on for a reason. It's supernatural, I say. Yes, he has a poltergeist tree. Here we go. Olson actually put up the tree back in 1973 when 2 of his 6 sons went off to serve in the Vietnam War. He planned to take it down when he had all 6 boys home again for Christmas the same time. Well, he's still waiting for that day. Great excuse, isn't it? It's classic. This is like art. This guy needs to be remembered forever. 5 of the kids live in Wausau, but the eldest, who is disabled, lives in Washington State and has, as yet, in these last 41 years, been unable to make the journey back to Wisconsin at Christmas time. Quote, I bet If my sixth boy comes home, the needles will drop right off, Olson said. Olson's sons range in age between 50s and mid-60s. Though he couldn't recall their precise ages, a few are named after kings, including James, John, and the youngest, Richard. As the boys grew, married, and had families of their own, the tree has remained as they moved on. It's part of the furniture, Rich said of the tree. It's like family now. I hate to take it down. Rich expects the dusty, possibly antique ornaments on the Christmas tree have gone up in value over the past 4 decades as well. Neil Olson suspects that the tree has set a world record for longest-standing all-natural Christmas tree. The Guinness Book of World Records, however, didn't immediately return requests for information, and its website does not include such a category. Other world records includes things like most lights on a Christmas tree and most trees chopped down in 2 minutes. Olson said the lights on the tree, which include large colorful bulbs, are German and close to 100 years old. He apparently hasn't lit the tree up since that 1974 Christmas. He said it would just blow up on me. All that dust on there, it would be like an atomic bomb, Olson said. And now he's flagged by Homeland Security. Neil Olson served in World War II and the Korean War as well. Several of his sons have served in the military. Barry, the one in Washington, was injured in Vietnam. He's still in touch with the family, and Olson maintains hope that Barry will make it home for Christmas with the others one day. Oh, it's classic, isn't it? That's just beautiful. You never have to take that tree down ever again.
You being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
Thank you for the update. I appreciate that. Well, we called up President Obama today and asked him what he thought of the Olson's Christmas tree, and he had this to say.
We are inevitably going to have problems.
Yeah. They're expecting the Christmas tree could take out a radius of 20 miles around the Olson home if it indeed ever gets lit up. Just before Christmas this year, Neil Olson and his son Rich recounted story after story about the brothers' mischief and memories. Yes, ice skating on Lincoln Avenue and fishing in Olson's 62-year-old aluminum boat out in the front yard. When he looks at the tree, it reminds Olson of past holidays, he said. I can see him sitting around here opening presents, Olson said. His plans for the Christmas this year were pretty simple. Sit with the boys who aren't actually in the room with him, drink a couple of beers and talk about the old times, and then go to bed. There you go. Now, if that isn't a story that warms the cockles of your heart and makes you think, God, that's really the meaning of Christmas. I don't know what is. I really don't know. I mean, that's it. That's what it's all about right there.
That was a mistake on my part.
Did you do that? Okay. Well, now on the Friday Frappuccino course, it's time for our customary photos of the week. So here we go with photo 1. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one, too. Let's go to photo 2. Oh, there it is. Okay, see? Yeah, look at that.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did. And put your name up there and dress in different stuff. So fantastic. If I can be of any help, let me know. So what's the email address?
Email address? Dress up? What? Dude, I'm going to say this again. I am not a transsexual.
That was a mistake on my part.
Yes. So don't go there anymore. Here's picture number 3 now. There it is. Yeah, that's a nice one. I don't know. I kind of like number 2 a little better than that one. Yeah. What do you think, Louie? Number 3, number 2?
The music is fantastic. Oh, you got to hear it.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we should with these this little segment we like to do here at HTLA Radio 1. Of course, the weekly week's best photos. Let's go to number 4 here while I talk. Oh, yeah, there we go. Look at that. See, yeah, I'm thinking number 4 is my one and only right now.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Me too. I couldn't agree more. And here's pick number 5 now of the week's best photos. Yeah. No. I'm going to go with number 4 on that. Jenny, what do you think? No. 1, 2, 3. So you like 3, but okay. All right. Well, I like 3 too. It's good. It could be really good, right? Yeah, see? There you go. Calm down. Let's go with number 3. Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The best photo of the week, right there, number 3. Check that out. Look at that. I love it.
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you know how to spell HTLA, too, don't you?
Wait a minute, I got lost. H-T-L-A.
You got it.
H-T-L-A. Hell is that?
Simple as that. You got it right there. Just like that. No problem at all. Oh, now on to some smoking news here at the Friday Frappuccino, because, you know, we all want to quit, don't we? Yeah. Got to quit smoking. Smoking is bad, okay? What do you think about smoking, Louis?
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Me too. Absolutely.
They get fucking crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
Who? What? Smokers? No.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Okay. Man, you're pushy today. Okay, well, yeah, we always like to bring the latest coffee and cigarettes news from around the world, and we have some today that, could seeds of golden rain tree help smokers quit? Oh, yes, this is another one of those, just have these herbs and you'll be fine. Experts are praising a chemical that may be more effective than nicotine when it comes to helping people quit smoking. Cysteine, found in seeds from the golden rain tree, is cheap and natural, but only sold in a few Eastern and Central European countries as of today. Researchers are hoping to change that after a study found 40% of smokers who took cysteine pills for 25 days said they hadn't smoked at all a month later. The Health Daily News reports just 31% of those who used nicotine replacement therapy, or NRT for us plebeians out there, for 2 months said they hadn't resumed the habit. A major appeal for low and middle income countries, cysteine costs $20 to $30 per 25-day treatment compared to the $100 to $700 per 8-week course of NRTs. Scientists report. What do you think about that, Mr. Louis?
Which woman are you married to or living with now?
I'm living with and married to Kate. Yes, Kate Taylor, CEO of HTLA, and that's the only reason I keep my job here as a host. Really, you gotta get with the CEO to keep your job. Well, like nicotine, cysteine alleviates any urges to smoke and reduces the severity of nicotine withdrawal symptoms, a researcher says. Plus, if you do smoke while using cysteine, it will be less satisfying, making quitting easier, or you'll smoke like a freaking chimney and just chain smoke. The old medication, used since the 1960s, has produced mainly in Bulgaria and Poland, was also more effective than NRT in helping smokers refrain from smoking in the first week and after 2 to 6 months thereafter. However, 3 out of every 10 people who used cysteine had a side effect, compared to 2 out of every 10 that used nicotine patches, gum, and or lozenges, or a combination thereof all. An expert says that the side effects, including nausea, sleep disturbances, and just downright rotten behavior, weren't serious, and most sufferers said they would recommend cysteine anyway. Yes, it can make you an angry biatch, but hey, you won't be smoking anymore. And really, that's the whole thing, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? The PCers and all the folks out there, they just want you to quit smoking just to be frickin' miserable, because they're just so damned happy and satisfied and fulfilled with their lives. They've got nothing better to do than lay it down on you for smoking your cigarettes. Yeah, well, why not? Come on. Well, we're going to go for our third commercial break here on today's Coffee and Cigarettes. And when we come back, does America need more than one president? Huh?
We are inevitably going to have problems.
Well, yes, sir, you are, because apparently we need more than one president. We'll be back in 2.
HTLA's Coffee and Cigarettes. For the best talk, there's only one. HTLA Radio 1.
It could be 7 in the morning.
Or 10 at night.
In Chilliwack, BC.
Or St. Peters, Nova Scotia.
It could be Michelle.
Or Mark.
Or Jen.
But whenever, wherever you order that cup of Tim Hortons Premium Blend Coffee.
You know that it's always fresh.
From Newfoundland and Labrador to Vancouver Island, Tim Hortons, a coffee all our own.
4th down, Coach. What do we do?
I'll tell you what we do.
I want you to go on the field. Look for anything with an O.
Let's kill them with kindness. Jimmy, I want you to make balloon animals. Tyler, make little tea cozy, something fun.
Are you okay?
We will win this for Mother Russia!
Coach, eat a Snickers.
Why is that, Chief?
You get a little loopy when you're hungry. Better.
Now let's go for it!
Go get him, guys!
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, things go better with Coca-Cola, things go better with Coke. Life is much more fun when you're refreshed.
And Coke refreshes you best.
It's the refreshingest.
Food goes better with, fun goes better with, you go better with Coke.
The real life one puts extra fun in you and everything you do. So things go better with Coca-Cola, things go better with Coke.
I always said shoes are like women. They inspire beautiful music.
But what about these?
Stilettos sound like this.
What does my fragrance inspire?
That's got soul.
My ties are beautiful. They don't need music.
Bringing the stars together. That's the magic of Macy's.
Down your glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
Coffee and Cigarettes, another HTLA original on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Thank you, Guy. Don't sound so damned excited, huh? Yeah. Well, you are back in HTLA Studio 2 in downtown Manhattan. Still 50 degrees out there. Still nothing but sun. And $100 bills floating down the street because Donald Trump's doing his annual throwaway. Everything must go. That's right. For this Friday, December 26th, 2014. Damn. Yeah. Aren't we supposed to be living on Jupiter by now, or flying around in Jetsons cars or something? I always wonder where that went. Well, we're not doing that, are we? No. No, we're not. Hell, we can't even do the presidency correctly these days, it seems, can we? No. Good old Obama. We love Obama. We do. No, seriously, at HTLA Radio 1, we have always stood by our fine president, and well, I think we always will.
We are inevitably going to have problems.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Okay, well, there it is, the word from the president himself. Or was that Louis? I don't know. I always get it mixed up.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Well, you know, with comedy like that, Louis, you really have to ask yourself, does America need more than just one president? I don't know. I think we could use a second or third or 25th. We should replace our one-person, one-party imperial presidency with a two-person executive. Don't you think? I don't know. Could be a good idea. The question comes to mind as we watch Barack Obama abandon cooperation in favor of strategies that bypass completely Republican obstruction on Capitol Hill. Turning to executive orders and memos will only aggravate the problem of political dysfunction. In the short run, Obama may be able to ram his preferences through, but he invites similar action by future Republican presidents. Instead of defusing partisan conflict, Obama has fueled its expansion. When a single person exercises the immense power of a modern presidency, people fight tooth and nail to secure that power. They spend billions to win the election. They spend the ensuing 4 years positioning their party for the next election. One side of the aisle in Congress backs the president. The other side devotes itself to obstruction. Over and over and over again. That's what it does. Instead of responsible governance, we get the permanent campaign. It is no surprise that the sharp increase in partisan conflict has paralleled the huge expansion of presidential power. The United States, I think, would do well to replace its one-person, one-party imperial presidency with a two-person, two-party presidency. Just my 5 cents here. Instead of electing the candidate with the most votes, we should send the top 2 finishers to the Oval Office. Presidential partners usually would come from the Democratic and Republican parties, but they also could emerge from third parties. By giving both sides of the political spectrum a voice in the executive branch, we would temper partisan conflict. Currently, half the public is shut out of the White House and turns readily to partisan opposition. A coalition presidency would represent the views of nearly all Americans. Doesn't that sound dramatic? And democratic. Thank you. I think so.
That was a mistake on my part.
No, it wasn't. You're Canadian. Stop talking. There no longer would be a mass of disaffected voters to mobilize against the Oval Office. Members of Congress from both sides of the aisle would have other reasons to cooperate with the bipartisan White House. During President Obama's first term, Republicans recognized that even if they voted for the economic stimulus or health care reform, Democrats would receive all of the credit for the programs. GOP members of Congress could benefit politically only by opposing legislative initiatives from the White House and hoping the initiatives would be defeated or would fall under an enactment, or fall after, enactment. With bipartisan presidential proposals, both parties could share in the credit for success and the blame for any failure. Shared power would also promote better presidential decision-making. The Constitution envisions an executive who primarily implements policy decisions made by Congress, but the modern president has assumed much of the legislative branch's policy-making authority. When it makes sense to have a single person who can act decisively and dispatch when the person is an executor of policy made by others, the Founding Fathers correctly reserved policy-making for multiple-person bodies. As Woodrow Wilson observed, quote, "The whole purpose of democracy is that we may hold counsel with one another, so as not to depend upon the understanding of one man," end quote. Has shared governance ever worked? You might be asking yourself. Well, experience with multiple executives is not very different from that with single executives. One-person presidential governments have fared well in some countries, but poorly in others. An example would be in Eastern European, African, and South American nations. Similarly, coalition executives have performed well in some other countries, such as Switzerland and Austria, but not so much in others. The key question is how the sharing should be structured. Game theory supplies a sound answer. If we give 2 presidents equal power, we would give them the right incentives to cooperate. Neither president could hope to prevail over the other president. While the Founding Fathers preferred a single executive in 1787, they likely would approve of a bipartisan executive today. They wanted the presidency to speak for everyone, not just residents of a particular interest group or political party. The Founding Fathers also believed in radical reform. When their political system failed, they understood the need for major structural changes. To restore the Constitution's vision of a truly representative government, 2 presidents would really be better than one. And there you go. Don't you think? Well, hey, you can always email us. Let us know. Fire off email to, of course, producer at htlaradio1.com. You can also find us on the old Tweetski, yeah, at HTLA Radio 1. You can also hit me up personally on my old Crash Talker, which would be at Crash Talkin'. And, of course, the CEO lady herself at Fierce Kitty Kate. Yes. So, follow those up and lay it on us. Tell us what you think. 2 presidents? More of a problem? Maybe no presidents is the answer. Maybe. Well, that's about all we got for today. Join us actually Monday for the next Coffee and Cigarettes, 3 p.m. Eastern, of course. Where's my damn music? Hello, Jenny. Thank you. Well, it's been fun. Hope you all had a great Christmas, and we all look forward to the new year coming up in just a few short days. And I'm going to go out and see if I can get some of Donald Trump's money. That's what I'm going to do. So I will catch you all later. And we'll see you Monday on HTLA Radio 1.
For the best talk, there's only one. HTLA Radio 1.